Welcome to the Single Dad's Cookbook Christmas Specials. Hi folks, welcome back to another episode in the Christmas Special series, and this time I'm turning my attention to another one of the mains, and that is roast beef. Now I've got a big bit of roast beef here, and I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful roast beef, and I'm also going to show you how to make a delicious gravy that goes with everything. Now you can make this the day before, so really straightforward. So first of all, what you want to do is you want to get the herbs. Now I'm using fresh herbs in this instance. You can use dried herbs. I'm using sage, rosemary and thyme. And then I'm going to cut up 2 onions into little shreds there, and I'm going to cut the carrots into discs. Really straightforward. I hope I find you well. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. And if you want to push that subscribe button. I was having a look at the analytic gods, and they're turning out 81% of people who watch my videos haven't subscribed yet. So if you can subscribe, that would be amazing. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get 5 garlic cloves there, and I'm just going to crush them because I want to get them into that gravy as well. So you're just building flavour upon flavour. So you've got your like I say, I'm using fresh herbs. You can use dried herbs, and I'm just going to put all the onions and all the carrots and all the garlic into that roasting tray. So there you have it there. Give it a good old mix. Don't be scared to get your hands in there. Just give it a mix so that you know that everything's well mixed in. Then we're going to add in some pepper and a little bit of salt, and then we're going to give that another mix as well. And then what I'm going to do is you can just add in beef stock. Okay, if you've got beef stock, just add it in. I'm mixing 2 types of stock. I'm using oxo stock cubes and a Knorr jelly, low salt. Getting that in there, and then I'm just going to fill it with water. The reason for that is it gives you the base for just to elevate your gravy a little bit to the next level, really. And this may seem like a lot of work, but gravy, it can either make or break your meal. It really can. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put a little bit of love and attention into it in the beginning, especially if you're making your own, and then it's a wow factor. Absolute wow factor. So I'm just crushing them in. While I'm doing that, I want to say, like I said, welcome to the channel. I have created a Patreon page. You can jump over there. It's free. There is a membership one where some of you have asked me to start if I've ever done a cookbook. So, excuse me. What I've done is I've actually started some recipe cards on there. If you want to become a member, you can get the recipe cards, and they'll be getting updated every month. So you'll get all those on there. So it also links you to the Twitter page and the Instagram page as well, and it's just a handy place to get all the single dad content that your hearts could desire. So you can see they're instantly changing colour, which is great. I'm using some hot water, and now I've got, this is called a top rump lean beef. So you got to watch. I'm just patting it dry. It's come from the supermarket, so I've just patting it dry, and I'm just going to give it a dusting of pepper. Now what I am going to do is I'm just going to remove the string as well, just so that I'm doing it now rather than at the end of the cooking process, just so it can relax a little bit. Also, it means any flavours, you're getting them into the beef, not onto the string. So just remove that. It all holds together well. And then any little excess bits of fat there that you can see, they've done a great job trimming this down, but I'm just going to get rid of it. So, and then I'm just going to give it a quick coating in salt and pepper. Now, you can I know a lot of yous are going to say, well, you should be searing the beef, getting it all done. This is to be cooked on Christmas when everything else is you want to get ahead of the game. You can obviously sear it if that's what you want. I want it to release all the juices into the gravy. So I'm just putting it in, and it's one less process that you need to go through. So get that on top of all that veg, and your gravy starts to begin. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it in tin foil. Now, I've put this on a temperature of about 160 degrees Celsius, so around about 300 Fahrenheit, give or take. I'm going to wrap it in foil. I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'm cooking this for 2.5 hours. That was the size of the meat that it said, and it recommended that cooking time. If you want it a bit more pink in the middle, you obviously cook it a bit less. However you want to cook your beef and your family's needs and desires and wants, you cook it the way you want to cook it. This is the way I'm cooking ours. So pop that in the oven for the recommended time frame. Then it comes out the oven, and there it's there, and you can see all those juices have started to they've went in, and the gravy started to thicken up. The carrots and onions have done their job, all the fresh herbs. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap this. You can see that gravy's turned phenomenal. We're going to let this beef now, we're going to take it out and we're going to let it rest. And we're going to let that rest for about an hour, just so that it all relaxes. If you want to cut it now, it's still all tight from the heat, so you want to wrap it back in the tin foil and just let that rest. The longer you can let it rest, the better. So once you've wrapped it up, pop that to the side, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drain the gravy into a pot. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to reduce that gravy. Now, again, you've got 3 ways that you can thicken your gravy if you choose to do so. You can add gravy granules. A lot of you do that. Fine. You can add in a cornstarch slurry. That'll thicken up the gravy without doing much to it. Or you can pop it on the hob and just let it reduce. Now, what I actually do is with the carrots, I go through the all the bits and keep the carrots, because the carrots are absolutely phenomenal. So if you want to cut them a bit bigger and so they're easier to fish out, completely up to you. But then I just pop that gravy onto the hob, and I'll just let that reduce down until it's the consistency I want it. There's the carrots there. Then once you've done all that, give your gravy a little taste. You'll see if it needs a bit salt, a bit pepper. This was, I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the best gravies I've ever made. And here we have the start of the show, and you can see there, it just comes apart when you're cooking it. And that's due to the resting process. So cut a few slices off, and you can see it just pulling apart. So succulent, so delicious, and that's all due to the cooking process and the resting. Then get your gravy, give it a bit of dunk, and give it an eat. And what a great combination, folks! That's one of the main meals done for your Christmas. I hope I find you well. I hope you're looking after yourself and each other. And as always, from my family to yours, till the next time. Single Dad, signing off.